I like to ramble, ramble. I like to ramble, ramble. I like to ramble. Welcome to the innermost ramblings of Fiona. I'm Fiona and I like to ramble. It's actually been the way that I'm learning to get to know myself. I started voice memoing myself and feeling my truth as I speak. Like, does that feel good in my body? That's not quite right. I'll keep talking and then feeling, oh wow, yeah, that is not. So this is where I ramble and process whatever is alive, whatever is staring in me in any given moment, and invite you to listen. Maybe you find some identification. Maybe you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Or maybe you're like, what? That's not my truth. And I hope that you'd seek out your truth as you listen. Listen to your body, listen to your responses, and maybe even do a little rambling of your own. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy. A disclaimer before we jump into it. These are voice memos that are voice memos. They are infiltrated by wind sounds and cars going past, or me being in the car, or they are not perfect audio. I can't sit down and have the same processing effect. There's often movement involved. I like being outside or standing up, or so my audio is unedited and authentic to the environment that I'm in. Hello. 10 episodes. I just wanted to jump on and be like, I made it to 10. Yeah, I feel like it's time to review and kind of set some goals and get a bit more clarity around perhaps how I'm doing this. I've learned a lot in the last 10 episodes, and noticing like it's very easy to record but not necessarily to produce and then release. But yeah, getting used to the process. I still have like multiple bits and pieces of audio that maybe I'll never release, and that's part of the learning process, which is kind of exciting. I started a whole Instagram page for this podcast, and that has been a huge step in just being like, oh my goodness, it's not well, it is affiliated with me, but it's stepping out and making a page makes it more accessible, so more people can, and I'm gonna say will listen, because my current audience is pretty small. So thank you if you are part of my current audience for being here. Yeah, I think I want to record, like I've recorded a new outro as I'm getting more clarity, and I'll probably record a new intro. You might even have just heard the new intro. Yeah. And in this episode, I'm in my car again. So there's a lot of interruptions, or me working out where I'm going at the same time of me recording, and yeah, that's very I guess typical of a voice memo for me, and I like that authenticity. I like the fact that it's a voice memo of me I'm in my car and I'm talking to myself and processing and wondering out loud and following those ramblings where they go, and finding a deeper truth. So I hope you enjoy today, and feel that truth, that moment of truth in your body, or oh, that's not my truth, and it brings you to an invitation to go deeper and find out what your truth is, if it's not the same as mine. So enjoy. See you on the other side. Bye.
6 kilometers to M2.
Well, hello. I am driving, and my little lady is telling me how to get there. I'm noticing I haven't checked in with myself, like really landed with myself in quite a bit. It's been a week since I recorded a podcast last, and as I record this, I haven't released the last podcast, but I've spent time in Adelaide at my sister's house sitting, and then she's been back, and it's just been so nice having her in her house and staying with her. And I've also made use of the fact that I am an hour closer to everything while I'm here, and I've kind of gone to something every day. I'm on my way to something else, and I don't know if it's like I need this excuse to sit in the car by myself and talk. This need to multitask. Like I can't just stop and enjoy the time for what it is. Not just single task, not just do the one thing I want to do, which is sit down and then slow down. I've been flicking through, like it's the 2nd of March today, and I've been flicking through all the pages of writing that I've done. For the month of February. And just noticing how much I'm like, when I'm writing from the part of myself that wants to tell me her truth, or when I'm like, what do I really need in this moment? It's slow down, it's stop, and I'm realizing I don't know how to do that. Like I'm going to my ice bath and meditation night tonight, and I'm like, I don't want to miss it. I'm really tired.
In 900 meters, make a slight right turn onto M2.
But everything is like I'm all geared up to go, and I want to, and I like it. I like going. I like the process. I like the drive. I like it. And just
make a slight right turn onto M2 now.
How much that might be like.
Proceed on M2.
I like not sitting with myself. I don't know how to stay in stillness and stay present with that part of myself that is just craving rest, and noticing like how my body feels clenched and less able to receive, less able to enjoy, less able to be open. Like I create busyness, and so it's like if I wasn't here doing this with people and having access to events, I would be doing other things at home. And perhaps it's easier to see when I'm like, oh, I'm going to another event. And it's like, what's it going to take for me to decide to shift that for myself? With not any judgment of that I haven't done that yet, or that I'm still perhaps, like I guess this is the stage where I'm just witnessing. Like logically, I could just stop and turn around and go home. But I find myself not wanting to do that either. Like I would like to. I want to do all the things. And I actually think I have the energy. Last night I went to a friend's birthday, and it was at the dancing room, which is this open air club style dancing that was the second time I've been, and I love the concept. I love I just love dancing. I've realized dancing is just this language that makes so much sense to my body, and is when I feel most me, is when I feel most authentic, when I feel most free and in my body, when I don't need words, and I find myself like I want to be dancing so that I don't have to talk to people. But also that is how I make sense of the world. And yeah, like, because it was like my friend invited specific people to come, so there were people I knew, and I hadn't seen this one friend for ages, and she like almost tackled me, and we dropped to the ground, and then she pulled me onto her lap and just hugged me. And it wasn't until today, so that was last night, it wasn't until today that I was like, I didn't let that in. It was not open enough to receive that. Like, my mind is so dead set that I'm not really loved or welcome, that even that extreme of a response, like someone running at me and hugging me and saying like, I'm so glad you are here, I'm so glad you are here. I didn't allow myself to stay to receive that, to be open to that, to feel that in my body fully all the way. Like, and I had my authentic relating class today, and during that I just had this like, I wonder, like, if I show up, how I show up in one place is how I show up everywhere. And I know that, and I'm coming to understand that more, but I'm like, I'm not letting myself have what I need. I'm not letting myself have like what is already there, what is already given. And so I keep grabbing more. It's like I don't have enough. I'll never have enough, because I'm not like, it's like I'm starving to death. Not because there's no food available, because I'm not allowing myself to receive it, not allowing myself to eat it. And I use that as both an analogy and a reality, because I'm like, oh, that's what's been happening with me and food for my entire life. Like, just this dynamic of like not being really sure if I can have the thing that's given to me, not knowing if it's free or if I'll be able to pay it back, or if I then owe someone something, or like, and talking with my sister's housemate is autistic, and she's like, yeah, you both don't get when people like you. Like, it could be staring you in the face, someone standing in front of you saying, I really like you, I want to spend time with you, and you still are like, I don't know. And I think a part of that is like, I can retrain my brain, but a part of that is obviously seeped in just not understanding social cues, not getting those messages in a way that my brain can make sense of them or receive them.
Turn left at the exit.
And receiving is so important. Like, that's what I'm realizing is the thing. Like, I need the time to really sit down and stay present with myself. And I guess that's why and where.
In 1.3 kilometers, turn left at the next exit and then enter the roundabout and take the third exit.
That's my train of thought. Yeah, that slowness, but not like slowness as in things have to slow down, just an openness, I think. Another...
Turn left at the exit now and then enter the roundabout and take the third exit.
Another interaction that happened during my authentic relating class was just getting to talk with this lass who...
In 400 meters, enter the roundabout and take the third exit onto Anglevale Road.
Apologies for the instructions. I don't know where I'm going, so I need the instructions. Yeah, this lass who I'm so inspired by. I feel like
Take
she's
the third exit now.
unraveled some more of her stuff, and there were two really key things that stood out from what she was sharing, and one of them was her sexuality is her superpower. And
In 300 meters, enter the roundabout and take the first exit onto Anglevale Road.
Nope, that was the right road. Okay, so her sexuality is her superpower and pleasure is her compass. And I'm like, mind freaking blown. And it feels so good in my body.
Take
like
the first exit
it's
now.
what my body wants. It's what my body actually is longing for and longing to live
Receive
in
5
and
kilometers
with.
on the current road.
And from. And like, I feel like dance is definitely one of those places where, I guess if I reframe, well not reframe, but find language, like sexual energy, I feel like is life force energy. So it's like where my life force gets to flow without any censor. It's without abandon, without apology, without abandon, without apology. Like it's just I'm free to be me and I own the space. And I don't care what it looks like. I care so much what it feels like. This softening, and she was just talking about like, and I know it to be true, like I know that that's what I want to feel in my life. She's like, it doesn't change what I do in my daily life, it changes how I experience. Like there's just this openness and this slowing down and everything's deeper and fuller and I can experience it more, which brings me back to this, like that's how I'm experiencing, or perhaps not experiencing. That's why I'm not receiving what is already given, like this ocean full of love that's around me, that like I am magnetic, I am amazing and beautiful. I don't need to look outside myself for that, but I'm not receiving it from myself either. And then to have others interact with me and add to my energy or offer their own energy, it's like I'm afraid of it. I feel like I would like to do a fear inventory on that. That one of the exercises in existential kink is like receiving. Fear inventory. Like I am afraid to receive other people's. I'm afraid to receive anything really. Anything that's good, anything that's pleasurable, because I feel like I have to earn it. It'd be interesting to unpack that, I think. Yeah. The thing that is most alive for me at the moment is just this feeling of hanging on. Like I can't fully stop. I can't feel completely or take up the space. Like my sister is the one I love most in my life, and makes me so teary, but she's the one that knows me the most. And I still don't feel comfortable to be myself. I don't want to take up too much space. I don't want to make too much noise. I don't want to... Yeah. I don't want to be too emotional or ask for too much or...
In 400 meters, turn left onto Jack Cooper Drive and then take second left.
Need her to hold me too much or acknowledge that I really do want to connect, and it's like I crave
turn left now and then
the
take
moments
second left.
where I'm really connected, and I crave the moments where I'm
In 400 meters, turn left onto Murray Heliport and
able
then turn
to
right.
just drop in with myself. And that's what I'm like. Maybe I need to carve out
Turn left now and then turn right.
a bunch of time, but I feel like if I can learn when I am able to learn how
Turn right now.
to stay with myself no matter what, like that's what I feel like is gonna
Your
make
destination
this
is ahead on the
easier,
left.
or make this feeling of holding on until there are no people around and I don't have anything on for like the entire day. Like that's what I really struggle with. Like if I've got something on at the end of the day, I don't feel like I can be present with myself early in the morning, no matter how late in the day. Like ice bath starts at 6. I had class at 11:30. Like I feel like there's no time in my day because that's what I tell myself. Like I clench up, and I can't drop in. Like, but what happens if, like, the whole point of authentic relating is to be present with myself? And I notice how often I find it hard to stay present with other people in that call. Like that was one of the things that came up during our check-in. I was like, I'm getting impatient almost to get to the bit, but the real thing, but all of it's the real thing. My whole life is a real thing. It's not like any more juicy or any less juicy or any more connected or any less connected to other people in the world around me if I'm not able to stay with it. Like, yeah, so again, this really key point about, can I just drop in and be connected in more and more moments? And I mentioned in the last episode that I think like it's a muscle that I'm going to have to learn to build. And awareness, like this awareness of when I am and when I'm not, that is really key. So long as I can bring compassion and like curiosity to it, not just shaming the fact that I have not quite got it right, inverted commas, yet, in the sense that like when I do come to and I'm like, oh, I feel disconnected, thanks, I can just be like, oh, I feel disconnected, how can I reconnect? Not, oh, look, I'm still failing. And the difference that interaction with myself will make, I think, yeah, I just feel like that's really key to how I'm able to show up and engage with not just myself, like, well, actually more the point, not just the world. Like my focus has always been on the world, but this is any connection. I can only connect as deeply to others as I'm connected to myself. So like, yeah, just being connected to myself. I'm not trying to heal relationships with other people. I'm trying to heal the relationship I have with myself. That feels really important and really key in a lot of ways. And on that note, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for listening and journeying. I would love to hear from you and what your journey with yourself looks like, if that resonates at all, or if you're like, what is this last talking about? Yeah. Bye. And there you have it, folks. Another episode of the Innermost Ramblings of Fiona in the books. Thanks for coming along. Please like and subscribe and share and do all those things. And if you want to find me on socials in between time, you can find me at _innermost_ramblings on Instagram, or check the show notes for other ways to connect. Until next time, have a brilliant, beautiful day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world, whenever you are listening to this. From my heart to yours. Bye.